Hello, and welcome to the All About Humans Festival, where we make you think and push the boundaries when questioning our existence, justice, and the future of humanity. Today I have with me American screenwriter and guest speaker Boaz Yakin, who is credited with the direction of the eye-opening sports drama Remember the Titans. Please welcome Boaz.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. So I'll be talking to you about the complex ideas relating to justice, the principle of that people receive that which they deserve. Justice encompasses several ideas, such as equity, fairness, and equality. The search for justice is an ongoing journey and is an endeavour that has been pushed this far in modern society due to the role of texts and individuals pushing for change. Texts provide us with important moral and ethical lessons, generally in the form of an engaging story. These ideas are explored in my film Remember the Titans, which focuses on the equality of different races within a high school football team and its community. Now before we dive in, I want to discuss with you the search for justice more. Now this has changed drastically over the years, with key points of interest changing as time goes on. However, despite racism being to a lesser degree now, it remains an extremely prominent issue. Whilst the search for justice is an individual pursuit, individuals can only want and hope for change, whereas collectives achieve change, shaped by our personal human experiences. This is especially true when delving into how racism impedes upon our ability to coexist as equal human beings, no matter what the colour of our skin may be. When we look at today, racism is still at its core what it always has been, although this is now taking different forms. This is evident in situations such as the murder of George Floyd and the BLM movement. The search for justice is still important in modern society, as we are constantly striving for equality amongst all as a collective. Now, I was inspired to make this film due to the racist climate present in New York City in the 1990s, where I was discriminated against as an Israeli American. Moved by the real T.C. Williams football team, who had taught not only their team the meaning of fairness amongst races, but also their community by coming together and succeeding in their season, showing that their mixed-race team could win the championship. So how does this film relate to the idea of the search for justice? Well, it highlights the destructive socio-political effects of segregating races and how instead, when people come together as one, unity and justice prevail. In the context of the team, this is seen at the start of the movie, where we see a standoff between the white players and the coloured players of the team, who are constantly at each other's throats. Although this is juxtaposed to the ending of the film, when the whole team bands together to commemorate the loss of a friend. This change in attitude was portrayed in the film to show justice and equality can be achieved when people come together without hate or judgment. I see this again in my film when the barrier within the team is split when a white player, Louis Lastic, sits down at the table where the other African American players sit. While some welcome him, other players question him, asking him what he is doing there and why he isn't with his people, which he simply replies with, "I don't have any people, I'm with everybody," displaying his lack of animosity towards the coloured players and ultimately his attitude of equality. Remember the Titans is a highly relevant commentary on justice, as cases of racism are still happening every day in modern society. This movie is seeking to teach younger generations about unity and justice amongst one another, no matter what the colour of your skin may be. I believe my film is highly effective in addressing the search for justice due to its ability to educate the younger generation through its medium. I believe there should be more films like my own, as it not only teaches us about the injustices and inequalities of our past, but also easily understood by a wider demographic due to its sporting genre and the medium of the film. This means it's more accessible for more people and easier to understand and connect with. This film educates audiences on how change and overcoming difficult obstacles can lead to a future free of injustices. Namely, the change in coaching staff, changing team, overcoming a big point deficit, getting along with one another, and banding together when Gary Bertier becomes paralysed. I believe that if modern day films were made in a similar fashion, this message of justice would be able to reach a wider community and make a big difference. Although my film Remember the Titans seeks to interact with this idea of the search for justice and racial inequality, we must ask ourselves, is justice truly attainable? I think so. We will have to wait to find out. Go out there and be kind to all. Thank you.
Thank you.